Hello everyone and welcome back. And this will be a general weekly reading for the sign of Capricorn for the week of March 2nd. And at this time I would like to give a very special thank you to each and every one of you out there who have been subscribing to my channel and helping it grow and getting noticed, and for sharing with others. Thank you. And of course for all the thumbs up on all the videos that you've watched. And some of you have hit the hype button, so that was unexpected, but grateful. Thank you for doing that, as well as all the lovely comments. It is so nice to hear from each and every one of you, telling me that you appreciate my readings, they resonated with you, you've subscribed to my channel because of them. So, wow. Thank you for taking time out of your day to let me know all of that. I truly appreciate it. You definitely made my week, so thank you very, very much. Oh, starting out with the wheel. So there's a change coming for you this week. You're making a pretty big decision on which way your future is going to go here. So, wow, this is a lucky card. Karma, life cycle. This is destiny. You know, this is your turning point. There's change here, absolutely. And faith. You've had your ups and downs. You've, done your trials and tribulations in your life, and you just want things to be more calmly. Something happened recently, and it allowed you to take a more futuristic look for yourself. So you're making a decision this week to let some things go out of the past, choose the path for your future, and begin. The King of Pentacles. So definitely watching your finances, taking care of yourself. You're understanding that life changes, but there's investments here for some of you. You're looking into taking some finances that you have and investing it for yourself for the future. And you're willing to do that. You like things to be nice, everything in fine working order. You like to make sure that your bank accounts are in good standing. So like I said, some of you are really looking into making some financial investments. And you're realizing that, it won't happen today, but at least you'll have something in the future. So you're going under that assumption for yourself this week, really looking into your future. You're feeling more comfortable in your decisions. You got all the future ahead of you, and you have now come to an understanding with yourself of what your expectations are. So, wow. All right. And the Justice card. Looks like there's a settlement coming in. This could have been a court case that needed to be settled quite some time ago. This could be funds that were owed to you, or perhaps you owed something to somebody else, and you just want the slate clean. So if that's what it takes in order to make sure this goes the right way, you're willing to do that. This could be a contract for a job as well. For some of you, you're understanding that, okay, things are really starting to move along for you, so you want to get what is rightfully yours and should. So you may be signing a contract that you stay at a job, like somebody's giving you a job offer and they're requiring you to sign a contract saying that you'll stay here for X number of months, years, depending on what that is. But you have a lot of balance here and clarity. You know exactly how this is going to work and what you're going to receive in the end. So, wow, cause and effect in its grandest. And the 10 of Rods, yes, moving away. No longer taking responsibility for things that are not yours. This could have been in a job situation for some of you, or trying to help somebody else and they just kept, the other parties just sort of backed out and let you keep carrying the weight, but you're done with that. You've now decided you're laying the extra burdens down. They're not your responsibility. You're going to take care of your own and your own business and move on to something much more better for yourself. Like, wow. And it's not without thought. It's just you're tired. You know what your own responsibilities are and what you're willing to accept. No more sacrificing. And the Hanged Man. Yeah. Whew. Did you ever go deep this week? You know, you really weighed your options. You're letting go of things. You're getting a better understanding for yourself of why many things in your life has happened a certain way. You take a different view of things. You know, you've given yourself time to reflect and look. You know, and it's been difficult. But you've sort of seen the light. Some of you are actually talking to somebody professional about how to course correct for yourself. How do you get off this merry-go-round? You know, what can I do different? And you're noticing more of the red flags in your life where you know it's time to change course, go a different way. So you're understanding more of yourself this week than you probably have in a very long time. Well, look at that. The Sun card. Beautiful. Happy home, happy life. Things are going along really well for you. I'm so happy to hear that. You know, there's pleasure, happiness, vitality, fun, joy, celebrations, and success. So congratulations. This is a rebirth that you have brought about for yourself, and it is going to be all that you had entailed and wanted. So that's beautiful. You are just shining to the world. You really are. And the Death card, yes. Having to let go of something from the past. Realizing, okay, it's time. And in some cases, overdue. This is an ending, so this new beginning and the change can start. It's a transformation. You know, an ending to a cycle. Just one in many in your lives. But you're realizing that it's done. It's run its course. It's not always easy to transition. But you have come to the understanding that it is time. So you're taking all the wisdom with you and moving forward. Letting go of stuff that doesn't belong in your life anymore. And moving into a new start again. Like starting over. And that's all right to do that sometimes. This could have been somebody perhaps for some of you. And I'm very sorry. Maybe you've lost somebody who was close to you. And you're realizing that you need to continue on after. But I think you're just literally moving to a whole new way of life of how you're thinking, how you react to certain things and people. And stepping into a more lighter future. Yeah, look at that. The High Priestess. So you got the universes, yes, you know, got your back, helping things to smooth over, go forward, you know, understanding that everything changes. Not always easy for the right reasons, but it will continue to grow. Like you are just at the beginning of something. You know, you're trusting yourself again. You're trying not to get over emotional with some things in your life, but you're realizing it's time. It's not always an easy transition, but a transition it will be. And once you understand that and accept it, it will help you to move not only quicker but smoother. Look at that, 9 of Cups. The fruits of your labor. Yeah. You've earned this. This wasn't given to you. You've worked hard to get where you're at. So now you get to enjoy yourself. You know, whether that's taking a holiday or buying something that you like, you know, whatever makes you feel full, content, satisfied. So you are finally getting to this part where, you know, this is a wish, something that you wanted to do for a while, been thinking about it, but you held yourself back. But this opportunity now that has come here, this, you know, wish fulfillment is going to allow you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Like really be happy that you have what you have, things are people, places, and things in your life have fulfilled your life, and you are so more at ease. Aw. And the Six of Cups, nostalgia. Looking back at your past, realizing where you came from. Then maybe you've ran into somebody you haven't talked to in a long time, and they got in touch with you, sent you an email, give you a phone call. Somebody from your past that really helps you to have happier days, happier thoughts. Get you out of that overthinking, overanalyzing, and just ever so fleetingly put a smile on your face, realizing life is, going very well for yourself. Perhaps you've told them what you wanted to do when you got older, or what you were going to have in your life, or in some cases who, and it just sort of comes back up, and you're just sort of sitting there with that smile on your face. Maybe you're going through pictures from a long time ago, and it just floods your heart and soul with true love and happiness. So you're in a very good, content state. Oh, the Six of Swords. Some of you are looking into moving. Like literally, physically, packing your bag and baggage and moving somewhere else. Now this could be job related, or just moving to what makes you happy. A new destination. And it's going to be, for many of you, something that not only you desire, but you're happy with. You got more finances coming in. Maybe you got a better house, property, but you're moving away from difficult places and people and things that, you always felt like you were there and you were okay, but it didn't quite fit. And now you're decided that, okay, I'm tired of going against the current. I want to be somewhere where I am who I am, and they accept me and love me and take me in as I am. And that's what you're heading for. So this is wonderful news for many of you. And it's going to make you, and it's happening very soon. A lot sooner than what you had anticipated. Maybe you've talked about it or thought about it, and you sort of, even dabbled in a little bit, looking at different things, but an opportunity presented itself, which gives you all the bells and whistles that you desire, and you're taking it. Yeah, Seven of Swords. Moving away from deceitful people. People that talk behind your back, try to manipulate you, push you, get you to coerce into things that you don't want to do. They may have been even, you've overheard them. Maybe you never said anything, but you heard what they say behind your back. And it leaves marks. And you're tired of it. You want to go someplace where you're accepted, appreciated, and happy. So you are literally moving away from this. You're not taking this anymore. You're standing your ground. You're making your decision. And it's the right move for you. So good for you. And the King of Cups. Yeah. New opportunities. You're motivated for this change. You really are. You're making progress. There's good relationships coming into your life, and you're letting go of things that don't serve you. You're taking the inner strength that you have always had, and you're pulling out all the stops and pushing yourself forward to something totally happiness for yourself. So, wow, you are really stepping up. It's amazing the strength and determination that you naturally have and you bring out when it's needed most. And that's what you're doing this week. All right, we're going to pull one more tarot card. Yeah, the Queen of Swords. So definitely standing your ground on your decisions. You're developing courage, verbally as well as otherwise. You're delivering some news face to face. And you're telling the truth. You're not holding back here. There's something that you have needed to get off your chest for a while. And you're not taking advantage of situations. You are just had your fill. So, if there's anything that has been said unpleasantly or otherwise, you're definitely making sure they're aware that you are more than aware of it. So good for you. You have found your inner strength and your verbal skills. You know, you always had them, but this time you are really making your mark. How's that? All right, and your oracle card. Aw. Wishes coming true. Dreams fulfilled. A magical time of life. Aw, that's beautiful. And on that note, I will say goodbye for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will definitely talk to you again next week. Bye for now.